The local economy is expected to contract by over 8% this year. It's expected that the economy will reach 2019 levels only by the middle of 2023. Old Mutual believes what will help economic recovery going forward includes continued growth uptick in the global economy, further easing of infection rates, or a second wave that is not serious enough to warrant renewed hard lockdown. Unbundling of Eskom gathers momentum, and the energy market is opened up, as well as dealing with corruption. Els believed the government's plan to cut expenditure in the medium term by mainly freezing wages presents a risk to the fiscal outlook.
That is a serious risk around this plan of the MTBPS to reduce expenditure. The focus on only or largely on wages, freezing government wages. And while this year's wage program is under the courts at the moment, and the court can go either way, the next few years to freeze wages for another 3 years, in my mind, seems very difficult. And you're right, I don't think the unions will go for that. So I think some of the savings will be achieved, but not all of those savings. And that's the risk around this budget plan to reduce the deficit, to stabilize the debt ratio, because of the extreme focus on just one area of government expenditure.
The return to hard lockdown restrictions in some of our major trading partners as a result of the resurgence in COVID-19 infections will likely impact export demand negatively.
But there are companies that are listed on the JSE but actually earn a lot of offshore profits, the likes of Bidcorp or Anheuser-Busch, where there is exposure to these global markets. They did need hotels, restaurants and pubs to come back into full capacity. So this is a bit of a setback for those companies. And I think just a better global growth outlook would have been better for even South Africa's recovery. So this is potentially a setback in global recovery, and then that would be bad for South Africa because obviously we export and we trade a lot with these countries.
It's expected inflation will remain muted below the midpoint of the target bracket. Gloriosa Fakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.